Well, hello. My name is Mandy, also known as Amanda Lynn on Facebook. I'm here to tell you about my story with digital products in Stan Store. I started selling digital products. This has been my full-time job since April of 2024, and here we are in January 2024. I have not had a 9-to-5 job since February of 2024 without any paid advertising, focusing on one social media. Winning this contest would literally change so many things for me and my boys in our life. Being able to have like a solid year where we can just focus on what we want to do and where we want to go with our lives, while I can keep working on this business without any type of financial worry, and just being able to focus on my strategy, the people I want to reach, where I'm going to go and grow and take my business in the next year, and be able to scale, and the amount of people that I could look to reach in that year's time where I'm not having to worry about things financially. Like, this could change so much for us, and just be able to have resources and ways to build bigger, to be able to reach more people in bigger ways than I can right now. I want to tell you guys kind of the journey of how I even got into doing digital products. This is something that I never imagined that I would be doing, and I'm so proud of myself. I am a single mom. I have been a single mom for 7 years now. I worked in finance for the past 10 years. Working a full-time job, especially as a parent and especially as a single parent, is really difficult. I want to take you guys way back to 2022 is when everything in my life changed. So in December of 2022, I was pregnant with my first daughter. I was unexpectedly hospitalized because of her having IUGR, which is very low birth weight. It kind of became this juggle between my health and her health, and I was in the hospital for almost 2 months. My grandmother had to come up and basically raise my two boys while I was in the hospital. I missed Christmas with them. It was a very hard, very scary time. My daughter was born. She was born at 27 weeks. She was under 2 pounds. That was the start of a very, very long NICU journey. It was in the NICU in total for about 5 months or so, and we did finally get to bring her home in June of 2023. Mind you, I am working this whole time that I'm going through the NICU journey and trying to raise 2 boys on my own. Got through a lot of trials and tribulations. My daughter fought through so much and overcame so many odds, and then we finally got to bring her home, and we had her home for 3 weeks. Ultimately, we did end up losing her due to heart failure. This was in July of 2023, and all of our lives turned upside down when we lost her. I never imagined trying to get 2 younger kids through grief and what that would be like, as well as trying to balance and get through my own grief. What ended up happening is I couldn't afford to take a longer leave off of work after her funeral, so I had like 3 weeks total, I think, off. And then I had to go back to work because bills had to be paid. Like, you don't stop paying rent or stop paying your electric bill because you go through a traumatic loss. Like, somebody still has to be able to do these things. So I went back to work. January rolled around, and that was the month that would have been her first birthday. And I ultimately really just missed too much work because my kids were having a hard time. I was having a hard time, and I just missed too much work. I ended up getting fired, and I didn't have a job. Now, I was relieved in a sense because I could start trying to grieve and actually deal with these feelings I was suppressing, and actually be there full time, and like get my boys into therapy and just get us through some of this. And so I took some time in the beginning just to heal and just to be there and be present with my family and help us get through this. After about a couple weeks, maybe a month, I was like, okay, well, I need to make money and pay my bills. I started door dashing. I started doing resale, which I've done for years, like reselling clothes and stuff like that, and just really trying to find any and everything I could do to make money and not lose our things on top of what we were already going through. I came across this group on Facebook. It was about faceless marketing, and it was talking about digital products and digital marketing, but it was very confusing. I saw this and I was intrigued by it, and I started kind of lurking and looking at things, and then I decided to jump in and just start learning about resale rates and digital products and how to really build a business and learn the ins and outs of the foundation of business. And I started finding that a lot of people were also trying to do this, but they were trying to do it pretty unethically for fast results and fast money. And I really wanted to jump into the space and become somebody that people trust, that proves that they are ethical and teaches others how to do it ethically, and still be able to have results and not give up on themselves and give up on being able to start a business, make a difference, and do things that they actually enjoy. And my launch of my business was the last week of April. Ever since then, it's been a growth journey that has been amazing. Starting a business, it just seems so complicated. Like, everybody and their mom was like, you need a Shopify store, go get a domain, learn SEO, and like, yes, those things can help you and they're important, but listen, all of the success that I have had in being able to sit here and say that this is my full-time job, I have never purchased a domain. I have always used StanStore. I'm a StanStore girly. StanStore is just so easy to use. First of all, the people who created StanStore literally are creators themselves. So it's the people for the people, essentially. One-stop shop that you can have reoccurring subscriptions, you know, memberships, webinars, digital products, like courses. They have everything you need so that you don't have to have multiple different things that you're paying multiple different amounts for. You have your analytics, you have your email marketing, you have funnels built in that you can use. And even if it's something as simple as like, there is a typo in one of my products, I need to go and update and change it, I can get that done in less than like 3 to 4 minutes. It's so easy to use StanStore. StanStore has made things so easy for me to where when I go and do my month-end business reviews, I can go to my analytics and very clearly see who's coming to my store, where they're coming from, how much of what I am selling each month, and where my focus needs to be. They have templates that help me. They just have such an easy way for anybody who feels like they're not great with technology, who feels like, you know, they don't have time to learn all these ins and outs of all these complicated one-stop shop systems. This, I've never needed to switch. It has always been StanStore. Like, StanStore has always been a love of my life for my business, and it has been so easy to use and implement things. And they have things that have helped boost my sales, which is only going to help me further as a business. So order bumps, affiliate links, being able to offer payment plans and have my own promo codes. They have so much to help me in boosting my sales. And I think really what drew me to Stan was, again, like, this is the people who made this, they are creators. And so their content and the things that they created is what caught my eye, and just the core mission and the core value in their content, their authenticity, their transparency, their way that they motivate people that, hey, anybody really can do this, and this is a tool that you can use to help you truly, like, especially beginners who really don't have a deep understanding yet of SEO and email marketing and how to do funnels. They have things that are like pre-built and have templates for you to help guide you through how to do these things as a beginner in your business. And the team there, like, they have their own trainings that they release to people. They have beta features that they release to let their users use. It's just such a versatile but yet easy to understand and use place to do everything for your business, and their values that they have, and the way they express themselves, and the way that they show up as themselves, and the way that they want the creators and the business owners that use their site, the way that they want them to win genuinely. And that is the type of people that I want to work with and collaborate with and give my business to. When I started this business, there was a big mindset part of my journey that I didn't really have a choice but to make this work. Spiritually, I felt like my daughter brought me this seed that turned into my business. And I heard my daughter telling me from the beginning when I started that failing was not an option, and that no matter how long it took, I was going to learn and build and learn and build and grow and learn and build until the business that I wanted was exactly what I wanted it to be. And I told myself that it already was in the plan to happen. It was just a matter of when it was going to happen. And I became determined, and I woke up every single day with a plan and a mindset of what I was gonna do, what I was gonna work on, with that mindset that it was already gonna happen, but I had to work to get there. And I woke up every day as if I was already gonna make 50 sales, as if I already was making the income that I wanted to make, as if I already had all of the time freedom that I needed in my life for my family. And I firmly believe that that is a huge part of what got me to where I am now. Flash forwarding like all the way to now, like I have earned more than I did at a job that didn't cover my bills. I have the freedom to do whatever I want whenever I want with my business, because I have a schedule and I have a system that works for me. I have a mentorship group that has over 200 people in it now. I became a Stan Store ambassador in October of 2024 off of pure hard work, all organic traffic. I don't use advertising. I don't have like a fancy website with SEO tools. I have only used Stan Store. So I learned pretty early on in my business journey that you really have to find what works for you. And a lot of times that means going against the grain. And as I think as humans, it just feels unnatural to go against what people are teaching you or saying like you need to do to be successful. Really tuning into listening to your own voice and what feels right to you. So for me, that meant that I gave up on the accounts I started with on social media and realized that I am most comfortable on Facebook, and that became the platform that I focused on with my marketing, and that took things way off for me. So I really have a specialization in teaching people how to market on Facebook without any ads, without any paid advertising, whether it is a page, a profile, a group. Other thing that I teach, because when I first jumped into business, there were so many unethical things going on. There are ways that you can share value and share what you're good at and share what you've learned and share your journey and be transparent and your goofy, silly self, and still gain a following and still make sales from it and still gain that trust from people. Like, you don't have to be this picture perfect, person that's making thousands and thousands of dollars. You can be yourself and learn, evolve, and grow from that, and people will want to be on that journey with you. I saw that a lot of people were skipping building an actual solid foundation for their business. So the branding, the engagement, building your reputation, just having that time before they jump in, buy a viral product and try to sell it, where they're laying out a concrete foundation of trust and value with these people that they're speaking to. And it comes from an authentic, genuine place. And so I teach people that weren't taught how to build a business foundation. I teach them how to do that. I teach them that they can be successful while still being ethical and being themselves. And it's an emotional thing for me as well. This is an emotional level of things for me. I've had so many women that know my story because I'm a very, very open book, but I'm also very vulnerable. I'm very open about my story with my daughter, and I've met so many other moms who have been through a loss of their child. And it's not that my story is better than anybody else's story, but it's just that there are potentially hundreds or thousands of women who have this desire to change something in their life or to gain the courage to start a business. And if they don't hear from the right person that they resonate with my story about losing my daughter and being able to be here and speak the way I speak to the people I need to speak to in the way that I need to, they would have possibly never started their business. And that is a huge part of why I do what I do and why I show up every single day. There's this huge push behind what I do. And if I wake up in the day and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this, and this, but I know there are people who need to see what it is that I'm going to put out. And I may be the only type of person that can reach them. And it's the same thing for you and whoever else may be watching this, that you could be the person that resonates with somebody who would have never tried. But if they heard it from you and it was tied into your story a certain way and it came from your words that were spoken in a certain way, it's going to resonate with them in a way that I wouldn't be able to do it, or other people wouldn't be able to do it. And you could be the push to give someone courage that could literally change their entire life. Even before my daughter passed, I've been through a lot of hard things in my life. And like I said, I'm a very, very open book. I've had an incarcerated parent. I've had parents going through addiction. I've been through domestic violence. I recently learned I have 3 autoimmune diseases. Like, I have been through so much in my life, and I have never, ever wanted to be a statistic or be what others think that I am because of what I've went through. And I had to work really hard to heal and learn how to not identify with the things that I went through in my life, especially the things that were not my fault. And there's so many women that I see who want to do things in their life, but they come from such a place of fear, oftentimes not because they don't think they deserve it or that they can't do it, but because of the things that they've been through. And so I quite literally want to be an example of, hey, you can go through years of abuse and heal and recover from that and still do this. You can go through having a really horrible childhood and going through traumatic things in your life and heal, still do this. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, what you come from, what you've went through, you can do this. And so it's kind of a sense of like, if I went through that loss with my daughter and lost my job and scrambled trying to figure out what I was going to do, started and worked on a business, and now almost a year later, I'm telling you guys, I'm still doing this full time. Like, this is my job, that anybody can wake up and do this. And being able to see a woman or anybody go from a place of operating from fear and being curious to completely believing in themselves and seeing them implement the things that you teach them and totally changing their life to do the same thing for more people and more people and more people, that is powerful. And I really just want to be a part of the women who do this for the long haul. They teach people and prove to people that you can do this by being yourself. You don't have to get up and do your makeup and have a fancy ring light and an ivy leaf backdrop. Like, you can get on social media, be your total complete self, and you can take over the world. I personally am never going to stop being in this for the underdogs, being in this for the people who have been through trauma, the people who deal with mental health struggles and they just really feel like they can't do it, but they want to do it. I'm not going to tell them they can do it. I'm going to help them believe that they can do it. I'm not going to stop doing anything in my business until I am having in-person seminars. I'm looking out and speaking to thousands of people and motivating them and knowing that they're going to take steps and directions in their life that's going to change their life. I really believe that there is a part of my daughter that is in me, not just because I miss her, but I feel like she is essentially a part of this business with me. And she has a voice inside of me that speaks to other women, other people who have been through loss, other people who have been through hard things, and she is helping me and becoming one with me to advocate for people to get through hard things and be able to do things like this with their life. And that is my goal, and I'm never gonna stop. Whether I win this or not, I am gonna make a movement when it comes to businesses online, digital products. I am not going anywhere. I literally will not stop until I am speaking and selling out huge seminars and speaking motivation to any and everybody that has been through hard things in their life, is going through hard things in their life, and they just need to not hear somebody believe in them, but to really truly believe in themselves and take those steps that they're afraid to take to change their life. I am not going to stop until I do that. And I know there's a purpose in what I'm doing, and it comes from me, it comes from my daughter, it comes from my boys, and I can't wait, and I know it's coming, and I know that you can do it too.
With that, the 2024 season comes to an end. Good night.
Thank you for the happiest year of my life. Thank you for the happiest year of my life.